Well, this is the Goree unit in Huntsville, Texas, and I'm a colt starter and a trimmer. Colt starting, we get 2.5-year-olds here, saddle them for the first time. We begin ground working them, and then we do our first rides, and we open the doors and send them around the 900 acres here, and they get their first 30 days of actual riding. It sets the foundation for their horse's entire life. It has to be a forgiving experience on their behalf because they're babies. They tend to overreact when they get afraid, but anything that may happen, you gotta be big enough to look past it and just know that you're here to help the horse and to keep the horse going forward. The main thing for me day one is getting a horse hooked to me. I'll bring a horse in the round pen and I let them just kind of work their way around and realize that there is no open door in here. Everything's a predator to them. They're nervous about stuff. They want to get away from you and get back to their buddies. That's the first time in 2 years that they've been secluded like that and separated from other horses. And in the round pen, they can't see other horses. We're going to leave at some point, but it's going to be after you bring your attention to me. And so I work on that by, as the horse goes around, I'll make just some sort of noise. I may have what we call a flag, and I may snap that flag around and make some sort of rustling noise. In the beginning, it's going to startle them, but they're going to stop and they're going to look at you and go, "What was that?" And after you get about 10 to 15 minutes of those "what was that," what you end up with, and it's amazing, is that horse pretty much becomes like a puppy, and they'll hook onto you and they can't take their attention away from you. So day 2, I teach a horse to lower their head, because when a horse's head is lowered, it's a sign of submission to other horses. Hey, I don't want any trouble. And it's a sign that I'm gonna eat grass. There's nothing else that's catching my attention other than this grass. If a horse's head is straight in the air, they're telling you, hey, I'm nervous about something, my ears are pricked, I'm on high alert. And so by teaching a horse to lower his head, you can throw them in neutral, I guess you could say. And you can feel their bodies loosen up and relax. And this is just day 2. I start what they call the desensitizing process. I start exposing them to different things, tarps, saddle blankets, the actual saddle, and getting them used to things making noise around them and showing them that overreacting or running from things that don't pose you a threat isn't in the cards. You have this process of what we call pressure and release, which is I put a horse in a bind. It may be bending their head a certain way, and when they give to the pressure, I instantly give to them. And so they begin to soften. And when a horse softens, they're giving you their mind, they're relaxing. And so their body becomes really supple and loose. And that's where you want to be able to ride your horse from. So through that process, you build a bond, and that connection there, the entire process is based on trust. Every day that I come out and I get to work with these horses, there's going to be something that goes on that tries your patience. And so every moment is an opportunity to better yourself. And the horses have been very supportive.